Okay, this is gonna be like a super close game, right? You're gonna go with like a second Goblin Barrel right here, hoping to get like some... Yo, what's going on guys? Ian77 here. In today's video, we'll be given 30 minutes to push as many trophies as possible in Clash Royale. Alright, hopping in the first match here, we're going to be using Logbait Mirror, which is a pretty fun deck that I saw going around, and I feel like it could be quite good for this challenge just because it's really aggressive, especially with the mirror in the deck, so hopefully we can pick up some pretty quick wins here. And yeah, so basically we just have like 30 minutes to gain as many trophies as possible, and it's kind of like a competition between like a few other YouTubers, because I think some people did challenges pretty similar to this before me, like I think B-Rad may have, so I'm gonna see if we can pick up more trophies than he can, and I'm just gonna include every single match that I play, win or loss, and yeah, just gonna see how we do right here. So far in the first match, looks like this guy's gonna have like some giant deck. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be giant graveyard right here. Nothing else that could really be, especially seeing the fisherman. It's probably not gonna be like a Sparky deck or anything like that. And he does actually go with the arrows on the Goblin Barrel, but we do have mirror in this deck, so yeah, I feel like the mirror should really help us get some like pretty quick wins compared to like if we just had the normal version of Logbait, because we can like get so much damage early on just by forcing out their spells with our first Goblin Barrel and just like chucking a second one at their tower. So yeah, feeling pretty good right here. We already took like pretty much half of his tower early on, and I might be like a bit more aggressive than you guys normally would like expect a Logbait player to be, but I kind of just need to do it just to make sure that we can get as many trophies as possible. And yeah, unfortunately his fisherman did pull our mighty miner, kind of like just making it charge up super slow. I was kind of expecting him to go with like a dark prince at the bridge to kill our princess, so it didn't really work out as well as I had hoped, but I think the cannon should clean up pretty fine right here, and he can't really go with the giant at the river because we can just easily kill it with like a mighty miner or something, but we do have to watch out for his fisherman's kind of pulling off or kind of like pulling off the mighty miners off of his giants. And yeah, just gonna keep chucking Goblin Barrels right here. He's gonna use archers and snowball, so gonna be a pretty good trade for us right there. And I'm just gonna go with the mirror Goblin Barrel. He probably will go with arrows on it, but still gonna just like bait out the arrows. So now our princess should get quite a bit of value right here, and we can just like cycle back to another Goblin Barrel pretty soon right here. Just gonna go with it right now. He does have like snowball and arrows though, so it's not quite as easy to break through, but I think we should be fine right here. Just gonna go with a log on his tower, and just gonna like pre-place this cannon right here. The only thing about this deck is that you do have mirror, so you can sometimes get into a bit of an awkward cycle, and I think he might go with the graveyard here. Yeah, looks like he's gonna go with the graveyard. I'm just gonna go with the mighty miner right here, and looks like the mirror log will come in pretty much the perfect timing right there, just to like kill all of those skeletons. And we do have two princesses on the field at this point. The Goblin will actually get one stab on his tower right there, so off to a really good start. And I know he doesn't have like too much elixir to really defend everything. Like he does have enough elixir to stop most of the stuff, but we're just like gaining so many positive elixir trades off of these princesses, so he's probably gonna fall behind in elixir here pretty soon. And I'm just gonna go with a mighty miner at the river just to protect our princess here. And when you play a mighty miner or like any champion, it doesn't actually like mess up your like mirror. So if you like play a Goblin Barrel, then you play a queen, and then you play another mirror, it's actually gonna like mirror the card you played before your champion, because you can't have two champions on the field at a time. And yeah, we're pretty much just like cycling a bunch of Goblin Barrels here. Goblin Barrel will get like one shot on his tower, but he is defending pretty well, especially having like two small spells, so not going to be easy right here. And I don't really think I can go with like a mighty miner too high. Just going to have to be a little bit more careful of his fisherman, but looks like his fisherman does still pull the mighty miner, kind of unfortunately, but I think we should be able to mirror log right here. The only thing about this deck is that you don't actually have like guards or something to really counter their graveyards, but you do have like the mirror log, which does honestly almost as good of a job. And goblins won't get any chip damage right there. Didn't really want to go with it or with like the Goblin Barrel like centered in his tower, because I know he'd probably play like a mega minion or something to eat our fire spirit right there. So yeah, it is going to be a little bit awkward right here. Really just his fisherman is kind of the main pain of this matchup, I guess you could say, but fire spirit is going to clean up quite a few skeletons right there, and we're still in a little bit of a lead at this point. We probably could like mirror rocket to finish off the game at this point, but I don't really want to be like too aggressive. And unfortunately the mighty miner ability doesn't come down in time. I think if the mighty miner ability had come down, I think we could have probably taken his tower with like a rocket and a couple logs, because the mighty miner ability does actually do quite a bit of damage ever since it got buffed. But I think it always did the same damage, just that they made his bomb explode like a lot faster than it used to, and also it only cost one elixir to use his ability now. And Okay, this is going to be like a super close game right here. Just going to go with a log. I'm going to go with like a second Goblin Barrel right here, hoping to get like some kind of chip damage on his tower. He's going to go with the arrows right there, but it was his second late, and okay, I hope this RNG doesn't mess me up. Okay, that would be a good game. Alright, hopping in the next match here, we're going to be up against this guy who is at 7777 trophies, so that's nice. And yeah, so he's going to have Bar Barrel plus Heal Spirit right here, so I think he's probably playing like a bridge spam deck. Normally this guy does play a lot of bridge spam, so pretty sure it is going to be like the bridge spam E-Barbs deck most likely, but I'm not really too sure what his exact support cards are going to be, because he does have Mother Witch as well, which isn't normally in the deck, so I'm not really too sure right here. He does have Ghost, so yeah, it's definitely going to be the deck that I'm expecting. He does have the Golden Knight as well. So, honestly, like, the really nice thing about Mighty Miner right here is that it's going to, like, be really nice to, like, avoid his Magic Archers. I'm pretty certain that he has Magic Archer in his deck as well, and when you have Mighty Miner, like, sometimes they'll still try to go with, like, Magic Archers lining up on your Mighty Miner in the tower, but you can easily just use the ability just to make your Mighty Miner go in the other lane, so they can no longer, be getting that much damage on your tower. And if you have like a Valkyrie or something, you pretty much just have to like eat all of that damage against their Magic Archers lined up with your towers. So I feel like it's really good to have Mighty Miner here, and honestly Mighty Miner just has like so much HP, so it's a really good card against like a lot of stuff like Expo as well, and obviously like really good against beatdown decks like Golem decks and stuff like that, and even against Giant it is quite good as well. And yeah, so it looks like he does have Cannon Cart, Mother Witch, and like a few other cards here, so not too sure like if he has E-Barbs or like Battle Ram in his deck, but honestly it doesn't really matter too much at this point. Gonna play it pretty much the same, and yeah, he does have Bar Barrel to pretty much always catch our Goblin Barrels, but I'm just gonna go with a Mirror Goblin Barrel right here. You have to be a little bit careful sometimes when you go with Mirror Goblin Barrels, just because they are like 4 elixir, so sometimes you can get punished pretty easily by them, but I'm not really too scared about it just because it just hit double elixir right now, so I think we should be fine regardless, and we can kind of just like kite his Ghost to the middle with the Fire Spirit, and I think Mighty Miner should be able to hopefully clean up most of his Golden Knight right here. And since we do have like a 3-card cycle when we have the champion down, I think we should be able to like kill the Mother Witch, but I think I'm just gonna just use that mirror there. At first I was thinking I'd like cycle to 2 logs just to make sure we clean up that Mother Witch, but I think we could just have a better time just mirror logging. So yeah, that's pretty nice actually. We can always like mirror log away his Magic Archers or Mother Witches, and he's actually gonna get some chip damage right there with his Magic Archer. Wasn't really expecting that. Was kind of just expecting him to let the princess just die another way, but still gonna work out fine for us right here. Just gonna log his Mother Witch away, just getting chip damage on the tower, but also like dealing damage to the Hoggies and stuff like that. And I think we can just go with a Rocket right here on his Golden Knight. We don't really need to, but don't really see any reason not to. And I think the Golden Knight will lock on our tower, but it should be fine just because that tower is the strong side, so it doesn't really matter too much. And I'm actually just going to go with a Mirror Princess right here, just to have like a ton of field control. The really nice thing about like mirroring your princess is that they can't really have any type of field control when you have like Mirror Princess down, just because it does so much, or just because it has like so much range, so they can't really ever be controlling the field as you can with those Mirror Princesses. And somehow that Golden Knight does also dash on our Mirror Princess, so it is going to kill it, but we're still in a fine spot right here. I think we should be able to log the Cannon Cart back. I hope it doesn't lock on our tower, but okay, looks like it does lock on our tower right there. Kind of unfortunate, but we're still in a little bit of a lead right here, so I think we should be okay. Yeah, he's going to just go with the Cannon Cart at the river here. Not even sure if he has E-Barbs in his deck. Wasn't really paying attention to if he played 8 cards yet or not. I think he doesn't have E-Barbs in his deck, and yeah, you can see like how much HP Mighty Miner has. Like I feel like that if that was like a Valkyrie, it would have got shredded a lot quicker there by that Cannon Cart and Mother Witch. But yeah, dealing with everything really well right here. We do have to kind of watch out for his Golden Knight right here, so gonna just be prepared to make sure we go with like a high Fire Spirit here, just in case he tries to like dash pretty quickly, and they're gonna end up fine right here. The only thing is that now we're 3 cards away from a Mighty Miner, just because like it just barely died, so we don't have like a Mighty Miner right away for his Cannon Cart, but I think it should hopefully die to the cannon right there, and we can just go with a Mighty Miner on his Mother Witch. And okay, unfortunately that Golden Knight actually locked on our tower. I was a little bit too slow with the defensive Goblin Barrel right there. I'm not sure if we're gonna make it or not. Let's see, the Goblins will actually chip away right here, and Okay, that will be a good game. Alright, hopping in the next match here, we're going to be up against this guy, and I'm just going to go with the barrel plus fire spirit first play. Should bait out something. Looks like he does have furnace, and oh no, I just realized who this is. So I've actually faced this guy quite a few times on ladder recently. I'm pretty sure he's going to be playing like a mirror elixir golem deck. Yeah, he is going to show the mirror right there, and I'm pretty sure he is playing e-golem. So yeah, this is going to be crazy right here. This guy always makes good matches for the content at least, so that's the one good thing. And just going to pop the Mighty Miner ability right there. No reason not to. It's pretty much like a 1 elixir log. That's like how much damage it does to the barbarian, so it is going to work out pretty well right there. Honestly, the Mighty Miner ability is actually pretty underrated. Like, it's actually a really nice ability to like kill like quite a few different units. Like the Mighty Miner ability can actually kill minion hordes, and it can kill like goblins and like all of that stuff. So it is really quite a strong ability, and it can do quite a bit of damage to the towers as well, and it can even like knock back balloons, I think. And yeah, really quite nice also to like just escape certain situations. And it does have Skelly King here as well, so I'm not really too sure like what his exact cards are going to be, but he's pretty much just like stacking furnaces at this point. But somehow the one goblin does actually survive right there, and Mighty Miner actually has like so much HP that oftentimes people let it get like way too close to their tower without realizing that it's actually going to do so much damage to them. So he kind of just like panicked there with the elixir golem at the last second without realizing that our Mighty Miner probably would have done a lot of damage to him. He only remembered in the very last second right there. So yeah, looking pretty good right here. Princess is always killing the furnace pretty nicely right here. You can't really go with arrows on our princess because we can just like mirror our princess like we will right here. And we also have goblin barrels, of course, like always chipping away, but we do have to be a bit careful with our goblin barrels sometimes because you can just easily go with like a furnace on them. And I guess you will go with the furnace right there, but still looking okay for us right here. We have a pretty huge lead at this point, but I think once he starts setting up like his huge e-golem pushes, it could be a little bit difficult to defend. But the really nice thing about this deck is that we do have mirror princesses, so even though we don't really have like too much splash damage without like a Valkyrie or something like that in the deck, or even like a bomb tower, I think we should be fine here regardless, because we do just have the potential to get so many princesses on the field at once. And I think the Goblin Barrel should get some chip damage right there on his tower. Pretty much going to put it into rocket range, but I'm just going to rocket his e-golem here instead just to make sure that we're safe. And yeah, he's just going to keep spamming right here, so I really have to kill his elixir golem little blob things just to get my elixir back as quickly as possible. And it is looking a little bit sketchy right here, but I think we should be okay. Almost actually activated our king tower right there, and gonna pop the Mighty Miner ability as well right there, just buying us a little bit more time to defend by killing some of those bats and elixir golem blobs. And yeah, gonna easily defend with like the mirror cannon, mirror princesses, and I think he's just gonna give up right here, and that will be a good game. Alright, and now we're in the next match here, and I'm sure you guys see like how quickly we're pushing up. We're already top 35 in the world right now, so I feel like this bait mirror deck is so strong. It's like really good to have mirror in this meta just because there's like so many mirror E-giant decks and stuff like that, so you kind of need the mirror yourself to be able to like mirror your cannons and stuff like that just to make sure you can actually deal with the double E-giant pushes well enough. And not really too sure what this guy's going to be playing. Looks like he will have a mortar deck right here. He's going to go with a cannon cart as well to defend his mortar, but he's going to just pretty much fully ignore our goblin barrel right there, so we're going to get quite a bit of damage on his tower, and he probably will get quite a few mortar shots on our tower, but I don't really know if that was worth it by him to just like sack that entire goblin barrel, because I think princess will deny most of the mortar hits right there. You just got like a couple shots, so not too bad. And he's going to go with arrows on our goblin barrel, but I'm just going to go with another goblin barrel right here. You can't really ignore the mirror goblin barrel, and yeah, it looks like Skelly King doesn't even one-shot mirror goblins, so looking really good so far for us. And I think we should be able to defend his Skelly King pretty easy with just like a Mighty Miner right here. We can even go with like a log on his Dark Goblin. No real need to like save our log for anything else. We should be able to kill his Skarmy. He's pretty fine with like a Fire Spirit or like Princess or anything like that. And yeah, it looks like he will go with the cannon cart right here, but I think we should be okay. We can always like rocket his mortars when we have to, but okay, unfortunately I actually went with like the princess at the same time that he went in with the mortar right there, so it didn't really work out too well for us right here, but I think we should be okay. Okay, that cannon cart just gonna pretty much okay, that just happened. Basically like the cannon cart went into building form, so it actually forced me to misplace my first cannon, and then I placed my second cannon like a like like a second or so too early, so my first cannon didn't die yet, and it made my second cannon go way too far back. So yeah, that's one of the rare times I make like mistakes on video, I guess. But yeah, still doing fine right here. I think Mighty Miner ability should be able to kill the Dart Goblin right there, and it's going to do like so much damage to the cannon cart as well. And I'm just going to rocket his mortar this time. Don't really want to play with it anymore. Could go with like a cannon on it, but it could be a bit risky as well. So I think I'm just going to play it a little bit more safe right here. Just going to go with a princess in the back against his miner, and going to log away his Dart Goblin here. Could be a little bit hard to get chip damage on his tower though, because he does have Skarmy and arrows to counter our Goblin Barrels, so he can counter our normal Goblin Barrel with just like a Skarmy like that. Then he probably has arrows for our second barrel, but maybe for our next set of barrels we can try to go with like a prediction log on his Skarmy or something like that, so hopefully we can get some chip damage. And he's going to go with like the Skelly King ability right there, but the Mighty Miner is still going to target the actual Skelly King itself instead. And we did have drop glitch there on like a Goblin Barrel, I think it was, but we should be fine right here. Princess is going to shoot the miner, and it's going to allow our tower to finish off the bats just before it ends up dying. So yeah, looking pretty good right here. Just going to go with the front barrel, but he's going to just go with the Skelly King on it. So that's kind of like the problem here. If we try to go with like a frontal barrel, then just like prediction log, you can just go with like a Skelly King pretty easy on everything. So could be a little bit sketchy right here. We can always like get 2 rockets off on him and just finish him off, but it's going to be like super risky to actually do that, I think, because it's going to allow him to like really punish us with like his mortars and stuff like that. And yeah, he's going to go with a mortar right here. Just going to rocket his mortar once again. Don't really want to play with it at any time, and hopefully cannon should be able to finish off this mine right here. I have to go with a princess as well, though I don't really want to take the damage from all of those bats, and he is coming back pretty well right here, but I think we might be able to have a chance right here. Just gonna go with a prediction log with our Goblin Barrel here, hoping to hit something. He's gonna go with the Skelly King right there, so okay, this is getting pretty close, but he's gonna give us a super good rocket right there. So honestly, really bad mortar. He played it like right with his cannon cart and Skelly King right there, so allowed us to have like a really good rocket right there. And he's gonna go with the Skarmy on our Goblin Barrel, but I think Princess will get 1 shot on his tower. Okay, yeah, it does get 1 shot right there. And just going to check a Goblin Barrel on his tower, force him to spend arrows, but he does decide to go with arrows on offense, so that will be a good game. Alright, hopping in the next match here, we're going to be up against Petal. So this guy's very infamous at the top of ladder for playing like a very weird off-meta Royal Recruits Bridge Spam deck, so not really too sure how I feel about this. We don't have like Valkyrie in the deck, so it could be a little bit hard to deal with his recruits, but at the same time we do have Mirror Princess as well, so hopefully we can still defend okay. And yeah, just gonna go with a Mighty Miner in the back right here. If he tries to go with like a Magic Archer on it, maybe we can try to activate our King Tower with like a Princess plus Fire Spirit. Unfortunately the Bandit does kind of mess us up right there. Not really too sure what exactly just happened right there, but pretty much Bandit just ruined our day right there. But yeah, just gonna have to defensive Goblin Barrel right here. But the nice thing about this matchup is that I think he doesn't have any spell, not even like a small spell either, so even though he is up like quite a ton of damage at this point, I think we still have a chance to come back. So just gonna like sit back and relax here. We really have to just be careful of his Magic Archers, to be honest. And he's actually gonna go with another Princess at the river right there, or maybe the first Princess at the river, but gonna work out pretty okay for us with the Mirror Log. But he does get another Bandit dash on our tower, and I think we just have to ignore this Fire Spirit right here. Can't really like keep overspending on his little things. So yeah, not really sure how this is gonna go. It is almost double elixir right now though, so should be a little bit better for us right here, just because we're gonna have a lot more potential to like really just have cards on the field at all times. And like his deck really thrives in single elixir sometimes, even though he does have like a little bit more of a heavy deck than we do. I think his deck still thrives a little bit more in single elixir, because sometimes he can get like really nice punishes on people, but in double elixir I don't think he's really going to be able to punish us at all for really anything. So I think it should be a little bit better. I'm just going to go with the Mirror Princess at the river right here. It is going to get a couple shots on his tower. He will go with the Magic Archer right there, but it's not going to finish off the second Princess, so looking fine right here. Just going to kind of go with a little bit of a lower cannon, just so that it's harder for him to really use anything to kill it except his Princess. And I think we can just like eat his wall breakers here at this point. Not really too sure why he's putting so much elixir into the right lane, because I don't really think he has any chance to take that tower. He only really has a chance to take our left tower, but we're defending really well. Now I'm just going to go with the Mirror Goblin Barrel on his tower, and I guess he's just going to ignore it, and yeah, that will be tower right there. So surprisingly, we're actually coming back super well here. Not too sure if we can defend or not. It could be a little bit sketchy, but I think we should be fine right here. Log is going to kind of push the magic archer off of the cannon, so it is going to do, yes, the cannon is going to do quite a bit of work right there, and E-Barb will walk straight towards our king tower, so honestly really clean ending, really clean game so far, and we actually haven't even lost a single time, so looking really good, and yeah, that will be a good game. Alright, hopping in the next match here, we're going to be up against this guy. Not really too sure what he's playing, never really heard of this guy, so just going to go with a Fire Spirit at the bridge and also a Goblin Barrel on his tower. Looks like he does have Tornado right there, so kind of unfortunate that he was able to activate his King Tower really early, but to be honest, I kind of prefer going with the Goblin Barrel not in the safe spot, just because even when they activate your King Tower, or even when they activate their King Tower, I meant to say, with Tornado, you can still usually win the games pretty fine, because even when you like go with the Goblin Barrel in the safe spot, they can still activate their King Tower, even though they will take more damage. It's still possible for them to do that, so I feel like there's no point to really go with the Goblin Barrel in the safe spot unless you like know who your opponent is and you're kind of expecting them to be playing some Tornado deck. So yeah, so I guess this guy's probably going to be playing Sparky right here. No other deck really runs Mini P.E.K.K.A. Giant, except like some, I don't know, maybe some Giant Graveyard decks, but I'm pretty sure seeing like the Ewiz and the Nado and all of that stuff, it probably is going to be Sparky right here, but I'm not even afraid to go with like that Rocket there on the Mini P.E.K.K.A. plus Electro Wizard, because honestly it's pretty hard to deal with his Electro Wizard Mini P.E.K.K.A. because even though we do have Mighty Miner, it does get like reset by the Electro Wizard, so it's pretty useless against like his Mini P.E.K.K.A. Giant pushes when he goes with like an Electro Wizard behind it. So I think it's fine to like rocket them sometimes, and just gonna go with a Mirror Goblin Barrel right here. Just gonna defend his Ewiz with a Fire Spirit, and yeah, so he's defending pretty okay against the Goblin Barrels, but he's always taking just a little bit of chip damage each time, and he pretty much lost half of his tower already. So yeah, pretty happy with this spot. Also because of the log nerf that just happened recently, I feel like you're going to like start to see a little bit less log decks in the meta, hopefully, and I think Logbait should be pretty strong because of that. Even though Logbait does use log itself, I feel like it's still probably going to overall benefit Logbait having the log nerf be a thing. And yeah, just going to go with a Goblin Barrel right here. Just going to rocket his Sparky this time. Don't really want to like test things, and I think we should be able to go with like the Mighty Miner ability right here to hopefully like kill most of his Ewiz. Yeah, it does like pretty much as much damage as a Royal Delivery, it feels like, so yeah, really good stuff right here. And we can just go with like a Fire Spirit kind of far away, making sure that the Heal Spirit doesn't heal up his Electro Wizard, and he will go with the Mini P.E.K.K.A. at the river here. Just going to go with the cannon on defense right here. I'm just going to make sure to block it with the Mighty Miner, and yeah, at this point we pretty much just need like a few more logs and rocket on his tower, and it probably will be a good game here shortly. But just going to make sure we defend pretty well right here. Honestly, Mirror Cannon coming in clutch right there, because he did go with the Fireball on our first cannon, so it could have been a pretty bad spot for us if we didn't have Mirror in our deck, but because of Mirror, we're actually winning these matchups quite easy, and I think Mirror Log should be enough to take his tower at this point, but I'm just gonna make sure we can defend his Mini P.E.K.K.A. well first, and yeah, that will be a good game. Alright, hopping in the next match here, we're going to be up against this guy, so I'm pretty sure most of you guys probably know who he is. He's one of the best Expo players in the world, maybe even like the best Expo player in the world. I think he did finish #1 with Expo or like some other decks, but I'm pretty sure he did use Expo as like part of his push during that season, so definitely a really good Expo player right here. He's going to just go with the Tesla right there just to make sure he deals with our Princess, but honestly Mighty Miner just has so much HP, so I think I mentioned it earlier in the video, but Mighty Miner is actually quite good against Expo, because even though it doesn't really like have any special function against Expo, it just has like so much HP that it can really just tank the Expo for so long compared to like a Valkyrie or something like that. So yeah, and also our Mirror Goblin Barrel is going to get so much damage on his tower right there. I think he kind of misplaced his archers a little bit. I think if you went with them in front of his tower, he probably would have got a lot less damage taken right there. And just going to go with a Fire Spirit at the river right here, just bait something out, because he doesn't have skeletons at the ready, so he did have to waste a knight right there. And yeah, so I'm hoping we can still do well in this matchup, because we don't have like skeletons or something, so it is going to make our cycle just a little bit slower, so it could be a bit hard to deal with his expos sometimes, but maybe the Mighty Miner should be able to make up for it, I hope. And yeah, so as we get into double elixir here in like 30 30 or so seconds, it should be a little bit better for us, I think, because it's going to kind of allow us to always have rocket in cycle for his expos, whereas in single elixir it's kind of a little bit more sketchy when you're not really sure if you can always keep up with their cycle. And yeah, just gonna go with the Goblin Barrel here because it is almost double elixir, so I'm not really scared to go with the Goblin Barrel. And it is gonna get like 2 stabs on his tower. He keeps on like misplacing his units for some reason. Not really too sure why he doesn't just place his units normally. And unfortunately that archer actually somehow got a shot on our tower. Not really too sure how that actually happened, but I guess it's fine right here. And we're still up like nearly like 700 damage or so, so you don't really need to be too aggressive with like our rockets on his towers or like princesses at the river. We can kind of just like chill right now, just like chuck a Goblin Barrels on his towers. And he did waste the fireball like just a second ago, so I think his mirror Goblin Barrel, or I think our mirror Goblin Barrel, should hopefully get some damage, but he does defend it pretty nicely with like the knight plus archers right there. But yeah, our princess is still doing work right now. He can't really like go in right away just because we have the princess on the board just like doing a lot of work against all of his units, so he has to be a little bit more passive at this point. And I'm just gonna go with a Mighty Miner here just to like tank the Tesla, I hope, and also gonna tank for the Expo. And you can see like how much HP it has. Like a Valkyrie probably would have already died at this point. And yeah, really good bias to delay that rocket a little bit right there. Sometimes when you're playing Logbait against Expo, it can be really smart to kind of just like delay your rockets on their Expos, just because like they're gonna think that you're actually gonna go with like a cannon on their Expo, even though you're actually just waiting to go with the rockets. They usually will like play something straight into your rocket and just give you even more value than normal. And he's going to get a bit of chip damage on the left lane, but we do have rocket in cycle once again, so he's not going to be able to outcycle us very easily anymore. I don't really think he's going to have too many more chances because it's pretty much already triple elixir at this point. So yeah, should be good for us right here. Just going to go with the princess at the river, but he is going to block it pretty well with the knight right here. So he is playing pretty decently, but he kind of just misplayed a lot with defending our barrels at the start, so he's kind of just paying for it right now by being down quite a bit of damage. And yeah, just going to go with the barrel on his tower right here. He's going to go with the log on it, but we're still up like 500 damage, which is pretty much like a rocket that we're up in damage, so still quite good for us right here. And Fire Spirit is actually going to connect in the left lane right there. I guess he just wanted to go all in, but I don't really think it's going to work out too well for him right here. Just going to log his knight away as well. And he does go with the fireball on our tower, but not really too sure if he's going to actually be able to keep up, because we can pretty much just like throw one rocket on his tower at the end, and I think it should be enough because I don't really think he can actually cycle too many fireballs on our tower without getting punished pretty heavily. And yeah, just going to cycle a Mighty Miner right now, and just going to go with the cannon on his Expo right here because it is triple elixir right now, so we don't really need to always be rocketing his Expos. We can kind of just like tank them with a bunch of different stuff and should be able to do pretty fine still. Goblin Barrel is going to, I think, get some chip damage right there. Cannon isn't actually going to hit his Expo, but I just played it like that just to tank the Expo. I knew it wouldn't actually hit the Expo, but I think if I had delayed like a second more, it would have just let the Expo lock on our tower. So that's why I did that. And yeah, Goblin Barrel will get a little bit of chip damage right there, and pretty much going to be a good game at this point. Just going to rocket his Expo, and he really has no way to come back at this point. And yeah, really clean game right here. Just had like some really good princesses at their bridge to get good chip damage, and really just recognized whenever he had something in cycle. Alright, hopping in the next match here, and this will probably be the final match because right now we're pretty much already gonna nearly hit 30 minutes at this point, so I think this is probably the last match we can actually play. But if a match goes over 30 minutes but we actually enter the match before the 30 minutes is up, I'm still gonna count it for this video. So if we win this match, we can get a little bit higher in trophies hopefully for this video. But yeah, we haven't even lost a single time yet, so really happy with how this video is going so far. I didn't really expect bait to be this good, but I guess with Mighty Miner and like with Mirror in it, it just becomes quite a lot better than normal. And yeah, really just destroying my opponents with ease. And yeah, just gonna go with the Fire Spirit at the river here. I think most of you guys probably know what this guy is playing. I think he does always pretty much play Miner plus Wall Breakers with like Magic Archer in it, so it is going to be a little bit of an interesting matchup. He doesn't have like a small spell like a Log or something, but he does have Tornado though, and like Valkyrie, and he can always use like Valkyrie to fully counter Goblin Barrels or like Tornado to fully counter Goblin Barrels, so it is still going to be a little bit hard to actually get our barrels to his tower. And he does also have Fireball in his deck, I think, so I'm not really too sure how we're gonna get too much chip damage, but hopefully like over time we can slowly kind of get him into a bit of an awkward cycle and maybe get a bit of chip damage. And yeah, he's going to go with the Valkyrie right there on the Goblin Barrel. Like, the kind of annoying thing right here is that if we go with the Goblin Barrel in the safe spot, he can't use the NATO on it very well, but if we do that, then he can just fully counter with Valkyrie every single time. But if we go with the Goblin Barrel in the safe spot, or I mean like the spot just like fully centered on his tower, then he can just like easily tornado it to his king tower. So not really too sure how we're gonna get a lot of chip damage. We might have to end up like rocket cycling him, I think, later in this game. I think we're gonna have to end up probably just like sacking princesses and like getting a few rockets off and maybe a little bit of Goblin Barrel chip, but not really too sure how we're actually gonna do it because he is defending perfectly every time. And yeah, the minor chip damage is kind of adding up right here, but at least the Mighty Miner is pretty good at avoiding the Magic Archer. He's going to go with the Tornado plus Magic Archer right there. Honestly, a little bit of an overcommitment, I feel like. And now he doesn't have Tornado in cycle for our Goblin Barrel, so I think this should be quite good for us. He's going to defend it pretty well right there, but we are going to get a Mirror Goblin Barrel. And unfortunately, I went with the Goblin Barrel in the back right there. Honestly, just went with it in the back there, kind of on accident, which kind of does happen quite often when you're playing Logbait, but I think we should be fine right here. He's going to go with Wall Breakers behind that Valkyrie as well, but I think Cannon should hopefully deal with it pretty okay, and he's going to get a Mighty Miner down last second right here, so we are still down like around 500 damage, but I think we do have a chance to come back by just like rocket cycling him and maybe some more lucky goblins hitting his tower from our Goblin Barrels. But yeah, I think we should be fine right here. He can't really apply too much pressure on us, even though he does have Magic Archer in his deck. He can't really use them too effectively in this matchup, and Goblins will actually get one shot on his tower. He does activate his King Tower, but honestly it was bound to happen at some point, so I'm not really mad about it. And yeah, he is going to get no chip damage right now, but he's going to go in right now, and I'm not really too sure if we can defend. I think we just have to eat all of that damage, and this could be a good game right here. Yeah, I'm not really too sure what we're going to do. I think Goblin Barrel will get a little bit of chip damage. Okay, never mind. Actually won't get any chip damage, but he's going to go with a Magic Archer at the bridge. We can actually just Mirror Log it away, which is really useful right there. I think we would have just like lost if we didn't have the Mirror Log to kill his Magic Archer right there. And he's going to go with a pretty bad set of Wall Breakers right there, straight into our logs, so I think we should be good right here. Mighty Miner will actually connect to the tower, dealing like 400 damage, so it's going to be really close right here. Just going to chuck another Goblin Barrel, force him to like spend a little bit of elixir on the defensive end, not just going all offense. And yeah, looks like the Mirror Goblin Barrel will come down. His Magic Archer will get one shot on our tower, but okay, wow, that will be a good game. Thank you guys for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye!